And we're live. Hey, everybody. Welcome in to the Flippin Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star. If you're new to the channel, I'm Star. There's two of us that run our business, myself and my life and business partner, Keith. He is the silent partner. He's never on camera. He doesn't really do much with social media. And together we are both full-time resellers. Our main platform's eBay, but we also have branched out to Poshmark, Mercari, Grilled, Amazon, Bonanza. I think that's it. There's probably more. We do some local sales on Facebook and like LinkedIn's and Craigslist and all that. And then we have this YouTube channel, we have a Facebook group, and we are on all the socials. Excuse me while I fix my shirt. We also have some guides that are available down below, teaching sell-through rates and plushies. I specialize in plush or stuffed animals and jeans mostly, and Keith does everything else. If you have been around for a long time, you've heard that a lot, so sorry if I'm repeating myself. If you like watching YouTube videos to learn how to resell, this is a teaching channel. I first and foremost teach, but I also teach the reality of reselling. I'm never going to make this sound like it's a glamorous, fun job. I give the reality of what it really is, and I dole out a lot of tough love. We talk a lot about routines here and goals and to-do lists and a lot of the basics of reselling. I do haul videos and things like that. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in and you're new here, go ahead and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the little bell so you're notified when I put out new content. All right, let me say hi to some folks in the chat. Wendy, Pete is here. Hasn't been around in a long time on a live event, so that's nice to see you. Greg is here. Greg, I just got your email, so as soon as we're done with the show, or if I'm talking loud enough that Keith can hear me in the other room, he'll go ahead and email you our shipping address. Beth is here. You guys say hi to Robert, that zombie bargain hunter there at the Blue Wrench, one of my mods and good friend. Robert, and speaking of good friends, Bill and David are here. They are also life and business partners and two of my favorite people in the whole world. That's Noman the Frog with the Blue Wrench there. I'm not partial or anything, but they are actually really good friends of mine. Shelly's here. Welcome in. Are there any more playlists for beginners or on time management? There are like hundreds of time management videos on this channel. It's something I talk about a lot. You can just do a search on the channel for time management or schedules or routines, and it should pull them all up. The Back to Basics is the only playlist I have specific to beginners. But if there's anything you want to learn, just do a search for it. If you don't find it, make sure you're in my Facebook group, because that's the best way to get a hold of me. Create a new topic in there, tag me in it. If I do have a video on what you're looking for, I can lead you in the right direction. And if not, then I consider it a request and I can make that video for you. I do take requests, you guys, if there's anything you want to learn. And I don't have a video about it yet, and it's something I know about. Let me add that asterisk. If it's something I know about, I will do a video on it. But if you ask me to do a video on, say, Facebook Marketplace, that's not somewhere that we've really branched out to or that we sell on yet. So I'm not comfortable doing a teaching video. I'm thinking about branching out to Facebook soon and maybe doing some screen share videos with you guys called Learn Facebook with Me. But I really don't know it that well. Or if you ask me to do videos about Amazon, that's going to be a hard no. Keith takes care of our entire Amazon. I have no desire to touch that platform. But if I don't have a video on it and I'm not considering myself enough of an expert in it to make a video for you, I will find someone who has the answers for you if there's something you need to know. Hi, Bobby. Welcome in. Thrifty Space. Welcome in. Tina's here. Shelly. Did I say hi to Shelly Sweet Finds? If I did, hi twice. Terry says, I'm so glad I found your channel. Thank you so much. Let me go over here and highlight that because that was nice of you to say. Binge watching and listing all day. Yeah. I always have something on when I'm listing. Just got finished watching. Yeah, you guys, Robert is the other plush expert. So If you can't find it on my channel, check his. There's the management series videos link. Thank you so much, Bill and David. Hey, Megan, I just got done watching your ThredUp unboxing on Instagram. I didn't catch it live, but I did play it while I was doing the dinner dishes and preparing my notes for tonight's show. You didn't really get that much good stuff. I was mad for you, but you did get some Paige and J Brand, right? That's good. I have a ThredUp box that's been sitting in my car for 2 weeks. So I think I'm going to open it Friday because it's about time. And we did actually go sourcing last weekend, guys. We actually went to a thrift store for the first time in a couple of months. And I can see why we don't do that anymore and why I prefer wholesale. 24 items, nothing really that great. But I will be doing a haul video Thursday and the ThredUp unboxing on Friday. And then tomorrow I will be putting out a pre-recorded video on how to stay motivated. Just because a lot of us are having slow sales and this Q4 is kind of. So I'm going to talk about staying motivated tomorrow. Greg says, to learn Facebook with me might be a cool idea. Yeah, I'm probably going to wait till after Q4 because I don't like to add anything else to my plate during Q4. I got so much going on already. Our Shopify has blown up. We are getting ready for a move in the spring. I'm just not sure that I want to do it in Q4. So we'll see. Jacqueline just started Poshmark today. Yay. I love Poshmark. Well, it's a love-hate. I'm doing great. How are you, Jacqueline? Summarization is here. Alice in Vintage Land. That is a great name. I love that. Megan says, thanks for watching. Just so you know, I was doing dishes while I was watching you. I have a glamorous life, Megan. Hey, Star Graven Wild is in here. Welcome in. Figgy Flips wants to go from being a hobby seller to a more true full-time seller. Tina says it's poop. 2020 is poop. 2020 is the year of the poop. This Q4 is poop. Macari is poop. Greg. I've been cross-posting to Macari every day, like 5 or 10 new items a day, give or take a day here and there because it's like the last important thing on my to-do list. And I move like 2 plush a month. But it's an extra stream of income. It's an extra platform. So no, I'm not going to stop listing on Macari. I use List Perfectly. So it literally takes me, I can bulk select 5 items. If you've ever seen my videos on List Perfectly, while it loads those tabs in, I can go on my phone and send out offers on Macari, which I do every day while I'm waiting for my tabs to load in from List Perfectly. And then it takes me like 2 minutes to fill in the info. So I will continue to do it and send out offers because even the couple of plush I sell a month, it's extra money. And if you get extra money from a bunch of different streams, that adds up. So Robert's here to brag that he found a new place that has plush for 25 cents. And I'm so happy for you, and I'm not at all jealous. I'm tired and my head hurts. It's very much easier to post on Poshmark, to list on there. Very much so, and the returns are great. Their fees are 20%, but at the end of the day, I still think that's less than what eBay is overall. Because with eBay, you're paying a store subscription, the 10, averaged out 10% final value fees, and promoted if you're doing that. Beth's jealous too. All right, I'm caught up on comments. So, oh, hey, Martha, welcome in. So, let's just jump into tonight's topic. Okay. We are going to talk about scaling your business to a full-time income. And what inspired this was a post in our Facebook group by Christy Richardson. I'm going to read from this post to you guys what folks have said. And if anyone, I hope everyone's okay with that. It's posted in a public forum, so I'm sure they're okay with that. I watched your videos, how to measure. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, those are good videos to watch. Because when I started out, I didn't know what the heck I was doing. It took me a long time to learn. Okay, so Christy posted in our group about 5 days ago on the 22nd. She said, for those of you who have scaled your reselling business to full-time income status, what are the 3 things you believe you have done to make that possible? So before I read the comments, I did comment in here as well, and I told her the 3 things that I felt made it possible for myself and Keith to create a full-time income for both of us to stay home and do this full-time. But I also have 3 tips here that I think are more important than what helps me. I talk a lot on this channel about how everyone is different. We all have different things going on in our lives, different family units, different groups of friends. We live in different climates. We live near different thrift stores. Some of us live near places where rich people donate. Some of us don't. Some of us have dogs, cats, hamsters, whatever. We all live in a different world that we've created for ourselves within the people that are involved in our lives. And so what works for one person may not work for another. We all have different sleep patterns. We all have different disabilities or mental disabilities that we have to overcome. I deal with anxiety and OCD every single day. And that's why the routines and the lists work so well for me. The idea of having a list every day obviously soothes the OCD, the routines, but it also helps soothe anxiety. So if you have a lot of anxiety, consider making lists and following routines, because that really helped me a lot. Instead of waking up in the morning feeling overwhelmed and, oh my God, I'm at home and I have all these things to do and there's just stuff everywhere. When I wake up in the morning, I know exactly what I'm going to do and exactly what order I'm going to do it in. And I'm calm because I know what's going on. I know what my routine is. But if you don't have anxiety, if you don't have OCD, you may be a person that doesn't really need routines and can just kind of get done what you need to get done. And you can put stuff down and go deal with your kids or your husband or your dog and come back. So again, everyone is different. So I'm going to read to you my comment that I put, that the 3 things that helped us. But there's 3 things that I think are important for everyone. And I think these are across the board. And I think these are 3 things that everyone can benefit from knowing and implementing. If you are new to reselling, if you are a hobby seller, if you are a part-time seller, if you are a full-time seller in addition to a full-time or part-time job outside of the home, doesn't matter where you're at in your journey. If you want this to be your sole full-time income, there are 3 things that you need to do. You need to reinvest. So you need to take every single penny of profit that you make and reinvest it in your business in the beginning. When you're first getting started or when you're scaling up or trying to build, that is not the time to take the profits from your business and pay off your car loans, your college education loans, your student loans. That's what those are called. It's not the time to take your profits and go on vacation. It's not the time to take your profits and go get your hairs did or your nails did or new clothing. If you rely on this to pay your bills, or you want to rely on this to pay your bills and be a full-time, in the beginning, you can't use your money. That's why it's important that you build up while you still work outside of the home. Now, again, there are situations, everyone is different. I was put in a position where I got hurt at work and I couldn't work outside of the home anymore. And I basically was backed into a corner and it was sink or swim for me. And I had to make it work. And we had to kind of like take half and reinvest and half and make that my contribution to our household income. But if at all possible, I always tell people, stay at your full-time job, your day job, and continue to reinvest every single penny you make. Every single thing that comes out of your business that's considered profit should be reinvested in the beginning. Because you need to grow. You need to get more inventory and you need to get better inventory. And the only way to have growth is to take that profit, make it capital, and put it back into the business. In addition to that, side note, This is like a side note to reinvesting. You should also be making a savings account. A lot of you know I am very fond of Dave Ramsey. And I recommend everyone bring Dave Ramsey into their life. He's life-changing. And you don't have to follow him to a T, but you should at least listen to what he has to say and hear his approach to bills and debt and things like that. And following Dave Ramsey's scripture, if you will, he says you should always have 6 months worth of your bills and stuff, your expenses, saved up in a savings account for an emergency fund. Because if you got laid off and you couldn't find a job for a couple months, you have that money to pay your bills. If your water heater blows up, if all 4 tires go flat, if your kid breaks his leg and the insurance only covers part of it, if your dog needs to go to the vet, if there's so many number of things that can happen in our lives in an instant that we aren't prepared for. And when you have that emergency fund, it can help you. I recommend, if you want to quit your job and do this full time, my personal recommendation is 6 months to a year. And I did a whole video about this in the past, but you basically need to sit down with a pen and paper and you need to write down everything you spend money on in a month, from most important to least important. So obviously food, rent, utilities are the most important. You got to keep the roof over your head. You have to pay your bills and you have to eat. And then I always tell people you've got to include your other expenditures, because if you're going to quit your full-time job and you want to start this full-time and you aren't making enough money at first, or you have a slow month, or there's the summer slowdown, or something happens where you have a bad month in reselling, you want to have that money in a savings account to live off of. And if you would like to continue living the same lifestyle that you currently live, you need to account for all of your expenses, not just your bills, not just your grocery bill, not just your mortgage or your rent. If you have a bad month reselling, a slow month, and it does happen, you want to know you have the money in the bank to continue Netflix, going out to dinner once a week, paying for kids' activities at schools. So you have to get a piece of paper and a pen and literally write down everything you spend money on, down to if you pay for your hair, if you pay for your nails, everything. And then 6 months to a year of that. Now, if there's things that you're willing to sacrifice, clearly you don't need to save up for that. If you say, if you spend $20 a month on manicures, which I probably know is probably a low estimate, but it's for ease of math. 6 months of that would be $120. So if you're like, I don't want to save up an extra $120, that's just a lot. If things get rough, I'll give up my nails. Well, then okay. So you can figure out where you want to make sacrifices along the way. But if you want a smooth transition from where you live now to reselling full time, you need to build up 6 months to a year of an emergency fund so it's smooth, so your lifestyle doesn't have to change at all. You can continue doing and being and seeing all the things you do and be and see now. But you do need to reinvest every single penny in the beginning back into your business. And you need to make sure that your business is replacing your income doubled. Why? Because you're not just replacing your income. Number one, you have to figure out what your gross is. And we've done videos about this before. But you can't go off your net sales because that's not what you're bringing home. You need to figure out your gross. You need to figure out what you're bringing home after fees, shipping, subscription costs, supplies, cost of goods, all those things that we spend money on. What's your net? What's your gross income. And you need to double the income that you currently make outside of the home to quit, because you're going to be replacing that, but you're also going to need money for inventory. You're going to need money for insurance and all of those things that came with your job that you no longer have. It's just a good idea to have 6 months to a year saved up in savings and to have doubled what you currently make in reselling, or what you currently make at your job. You want to double that with reselling. And then you can quit your job. And I think the fastest way to build and to scale is literally to never take money from your business like the first year or 2 years. Just keep reinvesting it. Buy more inventory, bigger inventory, better inventory. Raise your average sale price. Raise the amount of listings you have. Increase your volume. I'm going to catch up on the chat real quick. I'm really behind. Robert wants to stop. Fiddle farting around. I laugh every time I read that. Wendy says consistency is number one. Ivy, hi. Caffeinated Christy, welcome in. Bobby loves to thrift, finds all their clothes at Goodwill Outlet. That's awesome. Hello, Pamela. Welcome in. Better Barbie. Welcome in. Hi. Everyone loves Dave Ramsey. Act Your Wage. Yeah, I love that. Dave Ramsey is life-changing. The second person that could be life-changing for you, and I know I've talked about her before, is Fly Lady. You guys should look her up too. So Score. I started eBay as my full-time job in April 2019 without another job and still not making full-time money. Shut down, depleted my inventory down to 290 from 450. I'm up to 560. Yeah, the shutdown was hard on everyone. Wholesale really saved our business. Figgy Flips says that they did Dave Ramsey's plan and paid off all the student loans and hubby's student loans and hunkered down and lived on rice and beans. Yep, that's the way to do it. All right, so number one, to get to be a full-time reseller from nothing, from hobby, part-time, whatever, is reinvest. You got to list. You got to list. You got to list. You got to list. You have to list. You have to list every day. You have to list whether you feel like it or you don't. You have to list when you don't want to list. You have to come home from a full-time job and list. You have to list late into the night. You have to list on the weekends. And once you are full-time at this, guess what you still have to do? You have to list. List. And you need multiple streams of income. You absolutely cannot survive as a full-time reseller with one stream of income. You just cannot. I'm sure there are some folks out there who are so successful on eBay that they'll tell you, oh, you can absolutely do one stream of income, but I don't believe you can. Now, Robert, I'm going to throw you under the bus here for a minute, okay? I believe Robert dabbles in Poshmark, but really solely sells on eBay with like 4,000 plus listings. So that's an example of someone who is very successful and only has eBay mainly as an income. But Robert also, throwing you under the bus, Robert also owns properties, rental properties. That's another stream of income. That's multiple streams of income. Not just with reselling. If you don't want to be on 50 million platforms, then just be on eBay and invest in a rental property or drive Uber Eats or drive Uber, but you got to have more than one. You cannot have one stream of income and survive at this full time. Whether that means you're going to be like us and just have your fingers in every single cross-posting pie you can get your hand on all the platforms, start a YouTube channel, build up an Instagram following and sell on there. You can make a lot of money with affiliate links if you have a good following. You can sell direct. You can sell locally. You can buy and sell big items locally. We have a friend that buys cars and rebuilds them in his spare time around eBay. But you can't just have one stream. You have to, if this is going to be like your lifestyle and your job, you got to have more than one stream. And if, you don't want to do YouTube, that's not for you, and you really only want to sell on eBay, then you're going to have to think outside of the box and maybe flip big items, maybe rebuild cars or, invest in rental properties. So, do Uber Eats. There is no shame in having a side hustle or a side gig. If you like people and you genuinely interacting with folks and you like driving and you want to do Uber or, gosh, I can't talk, Uber Eats in your full-time and your part-time and your spare time, that's acceptable. And I wouldn't feel any kind of shame in that. If I like to drive, I would probably do that. But you have to have more than just one thing going. Multiple streams of income is where it's at. So Bobby loves Fly Lady Cat. I fell asleep listening last night. That's happened to me. Last week I was up until like 2 a.m. working on the back end of my YouTube. I had a lot of old videos that weren't in playlists and didn't have thumbnails, and I'm still not through all my old ones. But I had Burn Notice on Netflix, and I was like 2 a.m, and it's really tedious, like in the back end, just going through the old videos and doing this. I woke up at my desk at like 3:30. Excuse me. Robert used to have over 300 vending machines too. So Pamela says, when they mention off-site marketing, are they referring to like creating a Facebook page that points them to your eBay store? Who's they? I guess it would depend on who they is. Anytime I've ever heard anyone talk about off-site marketing, you can point people to your Facebook, or your eBay. I think eBay, when they use that term, kind of means they want you to only have your items on their platform. Yeah, so furniture too. So that's like a big item that you could do locally. I know someone else who does deal with furniture, washers and dryers and things like that. They'll find them super cheap on Craigslist or wherever, or out free at the curb, and make sure, you have to be like the kind of person that wants to do this. I'm not. But they'll fix anything that needs fixed, or like they'll pick up chairs and furniture and reupholster them and sell them. Jacqueline is an Uber driver. I heard you make good tips. I just don't like driving, especially in Pittsburgh. Jeez, oh my God, nope. No, thank you. Nope. Not a big fan of driving the roads here. I am a people person sometimes. I'm pretty reclusive though. That's not good. You probably might need more sleep. Okay, so let's go back to the thread, and I'm going to tell you what some of these folks said. My favorite. I'll probably just read them all, and then you guys can, over in the chat, say what you think are the 3 things that would help. If you are full-time and you're a successful full-time reseller, put in the 3 things do you think got you to where you are, and the most important things you should do to stay full-time. Because I've seen a lot of people quit their jobs and fail at this and then have to go back to work. And then if you're a hobby seller or a part-time seller, tell us the 3 things that you're doing to try to make this your full-time gig. So Christian said, Christian actually was put in a position that was sink or swim a lot like me, but he says to treat it like a job, because it is. Always be sourcing and listing. You always have to do inventory sourcing full time. So you have to thrift. You have to find regular sources of bulk inventory, and you have to build up your inventory, and then be organized. So you have to have systems in place that will stay in place when you grow, so you aren't overwhelmed by your growth. And you guys know I'm always telling you to have a good inventory system. That's why. If you have a really good inventory system when you have 100 items, when you have 1,000 items, that same inventory system is going to be in place and work for you, and you're never going to feel overwhelmed. Donna, are you still here, Donna? I saw you poke your head in. I'm going to read Donna's comment. When I realized that reselling actually was my full-time job and I treated it like my job, it really started to pay off. I realized that I needed to show up for work every day and be productive, just like when I worked at an office for a paycheck. And that was when her business started to grow. Another factor was when I realized how important sell-through rate is, and the more effort I put into having effective listings with good sell-through rate, the better my income was with less listings and less work. Another growth spurt happened when I started to look for items that essentially sell themselves because they are either such a great brand name, have such great style or beauty, or such high quality, etc. these items market themselves for you instead of you struggling to get something to sell. And then she mentions my videos and Bolo lists and guides that you can purchase that will help a new person grow because there's sell-through rate. But I'm not going to read all that because I'm not here to toot my own horn tonight. Donna toots it well enough for me. Thank you, Donna. Megan Mawinnie says, streamlining my process of photographing, listing, and storing inventory. By the way, Megan has like the most organized, streamlined process I've ever seen of any, and I have OCD. Megan takes this trophy. She has these cards that she fills out with measurements that go with each item. She has this really great system. And Megan does create clearly written goals and game plans every single day. Just like me, Megan writes a to-do list. Wendy, I do a vintage antique flea market as a bonus stream of income. I believe David and Bill have a booth at the flea market as well. Some folks like that. Terry, I just started my eBay and I'm a little nervous. Already on Posh and Macari. Yeah, you want to get your items in front of as many buyers as possible. And eBay is nothing to be nervous about. It's really not. People get overwhelmed with eBay and they get nervous. I started on eBay. So when I moved over to Poshmark and Macari, I'm like, geez, these places are really easy compared to eBay. I just think eBay has antiquated software, so there is a lot of glitches. They do stupid things at stupid times, like, hey guys, every Q4, let's revamp something. They kind of tend to side with buyers and create monsters, but they have the biggest global marketplace. The most people in the world are looking at eBay rather than any other platform. You're going to get in front of way more people and sell more stuff. What is your percent of sales that are net? How many online sellers show 20K in sales? That does not mean they made that. It all depends on their cost of goods, their cost of shipping. This is Michelle L. that asked this question. So when one seller, why am I having issues talking? So if one seller shows 20K, their profit might be 11K. The next seller that shows 20K, their profit could be 1 or 2K. It all depends on their cost of goods. Where are you selling? So what are your fees? What does your shipping look like? Everybody's going to be different. I can tell you that we personally operate on about 60% profit because our cost of goods are so low. So 60% of what we make, we profit net or gross after, from the net. But someone else who has a higher cost of goods than us may sell the exact same items and only profit 40%. Does that make sense? I think most resellers, honestly, operate between 40 to 50%. That's pretty normal. 60% is really good, but we, again, have really low cost of goods. And there's folks who operate at 20%. I don't know why they would, but they do. So yeah, I can tell you ours is about 60%. I go to flea markets twice a week. Yep, Bill and David. I see their photo. I wake up at like 10 in the morning and I see these photos from Bill and David. They're like up at 5 a.m. showing pictures of them at the flea market. That's the beautiful part of this job, guys. If you like getting up in the morning, you can. And if you don't, you can sleep in. Megan's actually got, look up her name on YouTube later. Finish the show first. At Megan Mawinnie, and she has a whole video on her inventory system. It is very, very similar to ours, but it's a little more streamlined and organized, I think. So you absolutely can ship priority with a poly bag. You would just put the item in the poly bag and throw the priority label on. You absolutely can do that. I just don't know why you would want to. you're paying for a poly bag, you can get priority supplies for free. Yeah, you cannot ship first class in priority supplies. Amazon seems to average 20 to 25%. Probably. I don't know. I think Jamie's is a little higher, but Jamie's different. Does anybody still do auctions? I do auctions for clearance only. So poop items, old items, crap I want to get rid of without redonating it, I throw on 99 cents auctions. Geez, start learn how to talk before you go live. 99 cents with $7.50 shipping. And I run them Tuesdays through Sunday night. So first of all, lowballing should never make you make less money unless you're accepting lowball offers, which you shouldn't be doing. Lowballing should not affect your profits at all. Just counter with 10% off, 15% off, whatever you're comfortable with. Thank you for your interest in this item. Done. You should also be pricing high so you have room for offers. And shipping should always be built into the cost as well. So when shipping goes up, your prices should go up. Shipping should never affect your bottom line, ever. You should either be charging the customer, or if you're offering free, it needs to be built into your cost. Yeah, auctions are typically meant to be for like hard to seek, hard to find, sought after items. I use them for clearance. They work for that. I get up at the crack of noon. Melissa's my kind of girl. Cold, wet flea markets. Hey, Pamela, welcome in. Something about stickers. What did I miss? What did I miss? Okay. I didn't miss anything. Other sellers lowball. So here's the thing. Yes, they do. They race to the bottom, that fast nickel. That's one of my soapboxes, and I'm going to choose not to get up on it tonight. It's really hard not to. Let me just take a deep breath. Yes, other sellers do that. And to them, I say, I'm a price high. I don't care. Look at that. That was self-restraint. Usually if that topic's mentioned, I have to go off on a rant. You absolutely still can get what your item is worth. People are selling silver. Look, I'm going off anyway, but I have to because you said you can't get what your item is worth. You can. People sell Miss Me jeans for $20 and I still get 50. People sell silver jeans for 20 and I still get 50 every day. People sell plush for $5 free ship and I sell the same darn plush for 25. You still can. Have better photos, have better titles, use better keywords, follow all the best practices, build yourself up as a top-rated seller. You'll be fine. There's tons of ways. Your item actually probably looks more valuable. Like a lot of buyers will come on, and if they see a Tigger for $5 and a Tigger for $20, it's the same exact Disney store Tigger, they're going to think the one that is up for $5 has damage or something's wrong with it, and they're going to buy yours because it has a perceived value. Let's keep the pricing high. Yep. Race to the bottom is so horrible. Try not to get on the soapbox. Hey, Shelly, welcome in, or hello. I already said hi to you like 5 times and I just welcomed you in. Maybe I should sleep earlier. Get up earlier. I usually go to bed around 3 or 4 or sleep. I go to bed around 1 or 2, but it takes me till 3 or 4 to sleep because of my insomnia. And I get up around 9 or 10. I was up late last night watching The Haunting of Bly Manor. I'm only on episode 4, so please no spoilers. All right. So anyway, back to the thread. So Jamie Pace says, and he's the tie guy, if you guys aren't familiar with him, he's the guy that does all the fancy ties on the black background. He does a lot on Amazon. He says, if you're a media reseller on Amazon, the biggest jump he ever had in sales was to find people you can trust to buy for you. So you basically are, I can't think of the word. When you take in items and sell them for other people. Consignment. There we go. Yeah, some people are getting up like right around the time I'm going to sleep. All right, Heather Sutphin says consistency and organization are key. If it is a full-time income for you, then prepare to be up every morning getting your photos and listings up for the day. Set a daily goal and stick to it. If you are a beginner, then prepare to work harder than you've ever worked any job in your life. As you build, your sales will snowball and you can back off somewhat. But for at least the first year, prepare to rise and grind every day. Keep your books up to date, your accounting, so that you know what you're bringing in. And don't forget to add in your hidden costs like fees, shipping supplies, and other business materials. Keep your inventory organized. Yeah, that's all I'm going to read from hers. But that's very, 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 very good advice. Thank you so much for the super sticker, 99 cents for the poop. Thank you, Greg. My Thai large plush are way higher than other people. Thank you, Shelly. Yeah, I'm having an issue with English this evening. I don't know what's going on. He's paying people to source for him, and he does consignment. I believe he also has sells on his dad's account for him. So anyway, Heather has a lot of good points. You set goals, you stick to them. Be prepared to work harder than you ever have before, because you're going to work harder for yourself than you ever did for anyone else. I say that all the time. Did I read Paul's? I did not. Let's read Paul Abair's. One major imperative is expenses. I had a full year of income set aside with zero debt. Paul's my man. Listen to this. With zero debt other than mortgage. The same as you're building up, expenses and debt will kill and absorb profit fast. It all adds up. For me, concentrating on niches is more profitable and sustainable, and increasing return on investment as you gain selling experience have had the most impact. Sometimes it's better just to keep a job and reduce your hours as you build up inventory and experience than it is to just jump in full time. Cash flow will kill resellers. It is a great topic, and hopefully Star will do a series of videos discussing this. Yeah, very, very, very true. It does add up, and that's why I say just to keep reinvesting and don't rely on your reselling money as income for at least the first year. Treat it as capital and just keep reinvesting. Thanks, guys, for saying hit the thumbs up. All right, so the last one is going to be mine. And then we were going to answer questions for a little bit before I let you guys go. So if you have any questions about anything we've talked about tonight or reselling in general or anything, ask me anything, throw them in the chat, and I'll try to get to them before I leave. So what I said in this thread was what helped me. So the three things I talked about at the beginning are three things I think are imperative for everyone to implement to go full-time. But this is what helped me the most. So if you're anything at all like me, personality-wise, OCD, anxiety, this is what helped. So routines. It is imperative to make a schedule just like a real job and stick to it every single day, even when you won't feel like it. Because remember, when you relied on a paycheck, you had to go to work every day whether you wanted to or not. And you had to show up and you had to work. This is the same. Goals. Both monetary, know how much you need to make to replace your income, and daily listing goals. So you need monetary goals, you need daily listing goals, and you need to write them down, and you need to look at them. That's the important thing I think a lot of folks forget. When you write your goals down, you have to look at them. You have to remind yourself what you're working for. If you need to put them on the wall above your desk where you work, if you need to write them down or make a picture board, whatever it is, but you need to look at them. You need to remember why you're doing this, what you're working towards, what your goals are. So when you feel discouraged, when you feel like, oh, geez, I'm not motivated today, look up. Oh, God, that's what I still owe on my car. Look, that's what I'm working for. You know what I mean? So put it somewhere and look at it every day. And consistency. You have to be consistent. You have to do your routines every day, and you have to be consistent with that. You have to source enough to list enough to make enough money, and you have to cultivate multiple streams of income. I can't express that enough. I already talked about that at the beginning, but multiple streams are important. I can't think of one successful reseller who doesn't have multiple streams. Nope. We all have something. We all have YouTube, guides we sell, side hustles, and real estate, multiple platforms, just all those things I was talking about earlier. Thank you so much, Jacqueline. I love reading books for the $4.99 super chat. Thank you, she says, and keep you in being real. Keep, y'all can read that for yourselves since apparently I can't speak tonight. So you guys get 100% debt free with Dave Ramsey. Actually, no. And yes. Keith and I have always been the kind of people that didn't like to have debt. So we would pay, before we even knew each other. We just don't like to have debt. So we've always been the kind of people that will save up and just buy something. There's been a couple of times in my life where I've had car loans and stuff like that. And then I discovered Dave Ramsey and got rid of the little bit of debt that I had and realized that he is definitely the way to go. But we still listen to him and watch the show and everything. We've never really had a lot of debt. Like I said, I had a couple of car loans in my lifetime and that's it. I think I was raised by parents who either listen to Dave Ramsey or just think like him. But no, we didn't do his road. What is that called? His university or any of that. We never really were in a lot of debt. In fact, when we move next year and purchase a house, it's going to be the first time either one of us has ever even owned a house. To be fair, I move around the country a lot, or I have in my life. So I've always rented because I never knew where I was landing next. But owning a house is an investment. And I know Dave Ramsey talks about that too. Whereas, just racking up credit cards and debt like that isn't good. No drinking before 5 p.m. That's a good rule. It's a good rule. Never leave the house before putting on clean underwear. My grandmother used to say that all the time. Because you never know when you're going to get in an accident. The two umbrella lights behind me make me look like I have mouse ears. Do I look like a mouse or a hamster? eBay says I can only list 10 items a month as a new seller. If I buy a subscription, will I be able to list more? I think as a new seller, you're locked in at 10, even with a subscription. Someone correct me if I'm incorrect, but I think that's right. But you can call in and bother them and keep asking to raise your limits, and they will. 6 streams at the moment. Way to go. That is awesome. If you are a part-time or full-time reseller, you should definitely be following the Dave Ramsey way. It will help you grow personally in business. Absolutely, David and Bill. And you guys should be following Fly Lady because she's going to help you organize everything else in your life. So Dave Ramsey will organize and fix your money. And Fly Lady is going to teach you how to declutter your home and organize and clean and create systems and routines for your life that help you manage all the things that you do every day and keep a house that's not going to stress you out. And when you follow her system, you learn how to look at time management differently. You look at building good habits differently. By the way, building a good habit is the same as building a new routine. You just look at things differently once you follow her. And instead of feeling overwhelmed after you've been following her for a while, sometimes you'll look at a sink full of dishes and you'll think, God darn it, I don't want to do them, right? And so you avoid it. I look at the sink full of dishes and I'm like, you know what? That's only going to take me 10 minutes. I'm going to set a timer and prove it. And I do it. Those two people are life changing. Between the two of them, they will fix your whole life. I promise you. So David and Bill are also recommending Jim Rohn and Les Brown and Gary Vee. You can increase your amount you can list every 30 days. Doesn't hurt to call and ask. Yep. We used to call them bug all day, every day. Not all day, every day, but we used to call like once or twice a week. They'll raise you. I think I priced my items too low just to get a sale and also have been spending too much of my profits. So you probably are. If you think you're pricing too low, you probably are. And you should not be pricing low just to get a sale. You have to learn how to have patience and sit on items to make more money. Pamela says, question above. Did I get to it? I'm going way back. I don't see it. Did I answer it? Can you put it back in if I didn't? Because I am not. I'm scrolling and scrolling. I'm not seeing it, Pamela. I lost my job and I'm trying to make this my full-time income. Should I wait to cross-post until? Yes, Georgia, that is a very, very good question. Let me find you and put you there. Okay, that is a super amazingly awesome question. You should learn one platform at a time and not overwhelm yourself. So if you're new to eBay, learn eBay. Get comfortable with eBay. Learn how to use it. Once you're comfortable with eBay and it's running smoothly, add a second one. And make sure you learn that one and it's running smoothly before you add a third. Don't try to do 6 at once. What's going to happen is you're going to feel overwhelmed. You're going to probably get in trouble because I feel like a lot of people, when they add too much too quick, they're not keeping track of the inventory and they're double selling stuff and it's just a hot mess. I've actually seen one reseller that I used to know that actually doesn't resell anymore. She added like she added so many platforms at once, and then she just ended up selling everything everywhere and not keeping track of it. She was very overwhelmed. And she ended up getting her eBay account suspended for too many dings and stuff. So I always recommend to people, whatever one you're on now, or 2 or 3 that you're on now, get those all running smoothly and add another thing. Get used to that and add another thing. Get used to that and add another thing. Because every time you add another stream of income, you're adding more to your to-do list. You're adding more to your routines. You're adding more to your day. You need to learn how to incorporate that and do it and work it every single day and make sure you know what you're doing before you add more onto your plate. I talk with my hands a lot, don't I? List some good fast-selling items. Prove you're not a scammer, and they'll just, and they'll raise your limit quick. Fly Lady is great. Fly Lady? Yep, just Google Fly Lady. She's amazing. Listing, so you can get a couple of cheapo video games and you can list those. They'll sell really quick. We built up real fast in the beginning with cheapo DVDs and cheapo video games, and they weren't really like profit makers, but they were loss leaders. They got us a lot of feedback real fast and a lot of activity on the store, which helps you in the algorithm, and it does help you grow a little bit quicker. And when you start selling more, they'll raise your limits more. Good advice, Greg. Yep, Fly Lady is amazing for the 15-minute increments. You can do anything in 15 minutes. And I love her philosophy about how it didn't get messy in one day. It's not going to get clean in one day. So if your closet is an overwhelming mess, just as an example, you don't have to go spend 8 hours of your Saturday cleaning your closet. It didn't get that way in one day. It took you a while to make that mess. So work at it like 15 minutes at a time. I absolutely love Fly Lady. And I did mention last week in my live video, I couldn't remember what her system of is similar to a bullet journal. It's called the Chaos Journal. Her acronym CHAOS is Can't Have Anyone Over Syndrome. And it's for people who have so much clutter and chaos in their house. If someone were to just knock on your door and show up, you'd be embarrassed. You'd be like, oh my God, my house is a mess. You'd be apologizing, that kind of thing. So she teaches you how not to do that. But she has a chaos journal, and I kind of incorporated hers with a traditional bullet journal, and that's what I have. Holy, I lost my place in the chat. But thank you so much for the super chat, Terry. I'm going to watch your videos and go back to Fly Lady. I've been doing Fly Lady for like 17 years, believe it or not. I've been debt-free most of the last 15 years, 20 years. And I've been doing Fly Lady for about 17. So when I tell you to follow these people, they won't be life-changing. Trust me. They are. I'm trying to find my place in the chat. Am I a Virgo? Absolutely not. Nope. I'm a Taurus. My son's a Virgo, though, my oldest. My youngest is a Taurus as well. Get to know eBay first. Right after there is so much in this chat. Would you mind retyping it, Pamela, please? I have a 13.4 ounce plush. You would round up to 14 ounces, yes. So here's the thing, living a blessed life. When you go to the post office and you buy postage like a regular customer, anything over 13 ounces is going to go priority. When you purchase your labels on eBay as a business owner and you're getting the retail rate that eBay has a deal with the post office for, up to 16 ounces is first class. So always buy your labels on eBay or pirate ship, because up to like 16 ounces is first class. And you always round up. Always, always, always. If it's 13.1, you pay for 14. Sold the same pair of shoes 7 times. Well, let me tell you, we made some horrible mistakes in the beginning, which is why I advise you guys the way I do. I tried to help you learn from my mistakes so you don't have to make them. I do not sell on Depop. All right, I'm going to go up and try to find this. Still not. I see Robbie, but I see Zombie Bargain Hunters hit the thumbs up, and I don't see a question from Pamela after that. The only one I see is from Greg about Dave Ramsey. When I start scrolling through, it gets hard. Sorry, guys. Yes, her philosophy of how you never have a whole day to clean, that you need to do a little bit each day. I love that, because some people really do feel like they need to spend a whole day cleaning. I've had friends that would spend their entire Sunday cleaning their house, and it's like, why are you doing that? You're wasting like the one day a week you get to have with your family. You could be out having a picnic. I am never spending an entire day cleaning ever again. Let's see. Pamela had someone tell her that the best offer just tells the customer that they can get it cheaper than the listing price. So no, whoever told you that is wrong. Number one, having best offer on an item gives you a better placement in the searches. Just having best offer on gives you preference in the algorithm. So your item's going to show up in the searches better. Number two, every time that item gets an offer and or a counter offer, it gets a boost in the searches. So it's like a free boost without having to do promoted. I would recommend doing both. But that's why I tell everyone, don't let lowball offers bother you. if you have an item up for 50 and some jerk offers you 10, whatever. First of all, your emotions shouldn't be in your business. That's not the place for it. You should be emotionalist when it comes to business and just professional. But that person that just offered 10 on that item gave it a boost. Now, if you just respond back with 45, that's 10% off. You can respond, thanks for your interest in this item, and offer 45. Now it got a second boost. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten a lowball offer on an item. I counter, and somebody else completely different than that offer person swoops in and buys it at full price. Why? Because it got a boost in the searches. So I just look at every offer, whether it's a good offer or a cheap offer or a lowballer. Every offer to me is thank you for the boost in the searches. I appreciate it. I counter with 10 or 15% off. Additionally, you should absolutely be listing high enough that you have room for offers. Customer that sees you have best offers on doesn't see that they can get it for the cheapest they can get it. I don't believe that for a minute, but they do believe that they can get a deal. They can get the last word in. They can get one over on you. And I've talked about that on videos too. It's all about a philosophy with buyers in the mind games. When they see a sale, when they see a best offer, they're going to, get a deal. And that plays into their reptile brain or whatever it is, that it just needs to be a winner, and it makes your item desirable. Don't clean my area. I know exactly. They say the most creative people have the most disorganized workspaces. Who would I recommend as far as a wholesaler? Us. Honestly, us. Our Shopify that we do the wholesale with, Casey, has items from resellers all over the community. So there's hard goods, there's plush, there's clothing, there's video games. I mean, you name it, it's probably there. And between Casey and I together, we have over 110,000 followers between all of our social media platforms. And all of those people on our Shopify have reached out to us because they know us through social media or YouTube. And so I think we have the biggest variety from the most amount of people, all the different kinds of items. We have price points and volume for everybody. And if you're getting it from us, you're getting it from someone you can trust. As soon as you purchase it, you're going to get your tracking number sent to you from Keith or Casey. If you have any issues and you need help, and you email our liquidation bots email, Casey or I respond to you almost right away. You get really great customer service. You can trust us. And you're getting a nice variety of stuff from all over. Personally, I only purchase wholesale from other resellers. So we used to do like bulk and the auctions online and stuff like that. But now when people reach out to us, if it's something we're interested in, we'll purchase it. Otherwise, it goes on the Shopify. And that's not to say we cherry pick everything. It's just I don't personally have any interest in women's handbags or women's tops. So if we get a really good deal on that, we'll put it on the Shopify. I really only buy wholesale men's tops for Keith to list, and pants and plush and stuff like that. Kim is here. Hi. Marilyn loves Dave Ramsey. Who doesn't love Dave Ramsey, right? All right, I'm going to catch up on the chat real quick, and then I'm going to let you guys go because I just realized it's been over an hour. Best app for reverse image. I just use Google. So Google does have a reverse. You know what I'm trying to say, right? So you can do an image search on Google. And you can also post in our Facebook group if you need help. People will help you there. All right. For a newbie, I'd say eBay just because there's more eyeballs. First of all, eBay's harder to learn, and it's a little bit more difficult to list on. But if you can learn eBay, you can branch out to anywhere after that, and it's a breeze. But eBay has the biggest marketplace. It has the most global buyers globally, the most eyeballs. You're going to make more sales on there. And since you're just starting out, you want as much profit to reinvest as possible. So we don't use pirate ship. We don't do qubit rate. Most of what we sell and ship is first class clothing or plush or jeans that I put in padded flats. So I don't really use pirate ship unless it's a Macari sell, and then it's still just like plush. Yeah, you have to price high so that you have room. Absolutely, Donna. Very good comment. There, we'll do that. Yeah, the worst case scenario, someone's going to come along and buy it for full price, Donna. That's right. I love getting low ball offers. It allows me to reply with whatever I want. Yep, and then you get 2 big bumps. Perfect. And I'm telling you, I cannot tell you how many exciting times you're like, you've just countered a low baller and somebody will swoop in and buy it full price. And sometimes I'll have a low ball offer sitting, like not on purpose. I don't make people wait on purpose, but let's say I'm in the middle of doing dishes or cooking dinner and I hear a cha-ching, or just now I heard one, right? I'm not going to respond to that right away. I'll hear a second cha-ching and I'll go in to check what's going on. Why are there 2? And somebody would have offered, and while the offer was sitting there, somebody else swooped in and bought it. Yeah, you get a boost in searches, absolutely. Just by having the best offer on, that item is more desirable to Cassini. And then the back and forth seas gives you pushes up. So Dave Ramsey actually has his own YouTube channel and website. You can go check all of that out. He has a lot of free material. You can listen to his radio show or watch him on YouTube. He has a university you can pay for, but I believe a lot of folks sell his university and his books on eBay, so you can get them a little affordably. Greg says, out of the 110,000 followers, mine are the best. But you follow Casey too. That's funny though. Jacqueline, thank you so much for stopping in. I appreciate it. I remember back in the day when lives went close to an hour and a half. Yeah. Do y'all remember back in the day when I came on here and I was like, I'm going to keep my lives at a half an hour? Remember that? I said I was going to try to keep them to a half an hour. I am way too long-winded. Dumpster diving. I don't know why I had the Reading Rainbow song in my head. Dumpster diving. My Goodwill sells our jeans for $8. So mine is $6.99 unless it's 99 cents or half off day. But yeah, you can check out our liquidation lots for less Shopify here. Well, my name is Star, and I apparently can't copy paste today or talk. Here we go. If there's anything there for you. Yeah, sometimes the local churches do the Dave Ramsey Financial Peace University, but you can find a lot of his stuff on eBay, relatively affordable. He has a website. You can listen to his radio show and his YouTube for free. In fact, one of my viewers, Mary, was on his show, and I got to watch her do her debt-free challenge on YouTube. It was pretty cool. All right, guys, I'm all caught up with the chat, so I'm going to let you go. But here's the thing. If you forgot to ask me something and you remember it later and you're like, darn it, I didn't get to ask during the live show, you can always come back to the video once it's uploaded to YouTube for the replay, and you can leave a comment. I'll get back to you. Best way, though, to get a hold of me is to join the Facebook group, Flippin' Hippos Reseller Pod. There's a link down below, or there will be when the video uploads to YouTube for you to join. Otherwise, you can just search for it on Facebook, Flippin' Hippos. Just look for that. You'll find it. It's a free group. It's an amazing group. It is one of the best groups on Facebook for resellers. And I'm not just saying it because it's my group. I'm saying it because of the people that are in there. Everyone is super nice. Everyone is super helpful. And we don't have a lot of the issues that a lot of the other groups have. We'll just say that. So join us over there, and you can tag me anytime in that group and get a response within an hour or two. So it's the best way to get a hold of me. But you can also find me on all the socials at Flippin' Hippos, flippinhipposhelp@gmail.com. Group members that are in the Facebook group, I'm going to be making an announcement sometime later this week into the weekend on a video I want to do with your interaction, kind of like what we did tonight, but I'm going to be asking for video clips also. How fun is that? All right, so hit the thumbs up if you haven't. Helps the channel a lot. If you're not subscribed, please do so. Help us feed all these hungry hippos. And hit the bell so you're notified when I put out new content. Until next time, guys, go be productive. Go make some money. And as always, I appreciate you guys so, so much. Thank you for the super chats, guys. Thank you for hanging out with me for over an hour tonight. I really appreciate it. You guys are the best. I love you guys. Bye.